Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be seeking approval causes rejection. Got an email here from a viewer. He says, "Hey Corey, I hope you're doing well, and I have gotten better personally, but my fears of rejection for body flaws stop me from being aggressive with girls. Anyway, I have a group of friends, and in the group there is this girl. There usually is. Once I was alone with her in a public place, I told her that I like her. He says I didn't ask her out or kiss her. She didn't reciprocate nor reject me. I told her that I like to be honest. She told me that she feels sorry when guys like her because she can be mean with them. Well, we met again in a group, and she was acting uninterested and cold. When I talked to her, she didn't show interest in talking a lot. That's usually a sign that she's not interested. When you engage with a girl and you're really excited to talk to her and because you're enamored with her beauty and you're enthusiastic, and you start asking her questions and she's like, yes, no, maybe, I'll think about it, with a bored look on her face, it means that she's not interested. He said, and so when you see that, you're like, hey, it was nice chatting with you. You have a great night. You seem like barrels of fun. You're like a barrel of fucking monkeys. You just go on about your life, not sit there and try to seek her approval or win her approval or cause her to like you. Because attraction is not a choice. On a scale of 1 to 10, you're either a 5 or better and you've got a chance, or you're a 4 and below and you got no chance. And when I see this kind of behavior, I mean, think about it. Going on a date with a girl that's like that, she's not that enthusiastic to be there. Do you really want to be with somebody who is not that into you just because she's hot looking? I think not. You deserve to have somebody that's there because they really want to be there and they're really excited to see you. And there's a commercial that I saw over the holidays. I don't know if it was a car commercial or I think it might have been a car commercial. There's this guy and this girl at a party, and there's this really beautiful woman, and she sees him, and you can tell by the way she's looking at him that she really likes what she sees because she's got a big smile, and her smile is the way she's zooming in on this dude. And he's like, oh, I hope he sees me, I hope he notices me, I hope he likes me. And of course their eyes meet, and then he likes what he sees, and then he starts smiling, and then later in the commercial they end up talking, and that's what happens when you see somebody and they really like you and they're really into you. You can feel it, and everybody around you can see it. And so when that because it's rare when that happens, but it's very beautiful and it's very special when that happens. And you got to be prepared in order to do the right thing when those moments happen, so you don't fuck it up or you don't turn that person off or they start talking to you and they get totally turned off by the things that you say. Because when you start out at that level, it's just so easy and it's so effortless because both of you are trying to be on your best behavior in essence. In other words, you're both communicating without any fear because it's obvious to both of you and everybody around you that you're both into each other. And if you know what to do, it's easy to arrange a date. It's easy to go ahead and kiss the girl within a matter of minutes of meeting her just because she's into you and you're into her. It's a beautiful thing when it happens. And so when there are women out there in the world that are like that will look at you that way, why on earth would you want to fuck with chicks that are like this, that they couldn't even be bothered to give you the time of day? It's like, why fuck with this? And like when I was younger, I used to encounter those because what I learned in my life, like when I look back over the past 2.5 decades of my life that I've been an adult now basically, I've realized every few years you come across somebody that you really connect with. And then in between, there's lots of people that you connect with physically, but you might connect physically, but the conversation is like a work. I mean, it's work to keep it going instead of just flowing together. And there'll be other women that you'll meet. You'll be really attracted to her. She'll be attracted to you. But the more time you spend with one another after a few dates or a month or two, after a while you get kind of bored with each other and you realize it's like once the infatuation wears off that your values and her values aren't really aligned. And the more experience that you get dating, the quicker you're able to recognize when it's just really not going to go anywhere. And so instead of dating somebody for 2 or 3 months and then having to deal with a breakup, you can go out on a couple of dates and realize that it's just not there. And that only comes with time and experience. and being able to compare dating women who, say, start out in the 50% range or the 60% range versus girls that are in, say, the 70% range, or when women that literally it's like love at first sight for them. Like they're automatically in the 80 to 90% range where they're just totally into you from the get-go. And that's even rare. So what you're going to see when you encounter women in the dating world is the majority of women that you're going to have a shot with are going to be down in the 50 to 60% range. There's a lot more of those. But women who perceive you in the 70, 80, 90% range, those are going to be rare. But the only way you're going to get those girls is if you're prepared, if you know how to interact with them. Because when you perceive a woman to be an 8 or a 9, and she perceives you to be an 8 or a 9, if you still got baggage or issues or sloppy dating or pickup behavior that you haven't cleaned up yet, when you start interacting with that person because you're so into them, it gets very hard to do the right thing with them. And if you're still in the process of trying to learn and clean up your bad behavior, when you encounter one of those 9s or 10s and you have that magical connection and you become overwhelmed with feelings of attraction and desire, if you haven't been through the pickup, seduction, dating process with enough women yet, you're going to fuck up. You're going to fumble the football. What tends to happen is guys start acting different than they would normally. They start treating the girls they really like different than every other woman they encounter. And the idea is that you want to treat all women the same. So he says, so back to this girl. So she's not really that interested or that excited to talk to him. I would have been gone at that point and on talking to somebody else. Because in a public place like this or a bar or nightclub, I mean, the bottom line is there's lots of people out that want to meet, that want to talk. And what I love doing when I go out with friends, I'm not out to meet people. I'm out to just have a good time with my buddies or my friends that I'm out with. And I make sure that we always park ourselves in a nice high traffic area and let everybody else do the laps and walk around the place. And guess what? All the women that are walking around with their girlfriends, guess what? They're usually single and they're looking to meet somebody. That's why they're moving around. And as they're walking by, it's easy to say, hey, what's up? How are you? What are you ladies up to tonight? Wow, you got great eyes. You look fucking sexy as hell in that outfit. Just whatever it naturally says. And if the girl likes you, she's gonna stop and she's gonna say, well, I love the shirt you're wearing. So she'll start reciprocating compliments. And it's beautiful like that. But women aren't really interested. They're like, yeah, hey, how are you? They'll just keep on moving, and that's okay. That's why you don't get attached to any one particular girl. And you do that enough, when you see enough, I mean, over the course of a night, you literally can probably have 100 or so or more women walk by you, attractive women that are all single. And so instead of running around the club or the social event, you stand in one place and all the women that are single and available, they're going to come by. And it's like a little interview. Hey, how are you? What's up? What are y'all up to tonight? You guys look hammered. Are you having a good time? You raise your glass and you toast. Girls that like you, they'll stop and want to chit-chat. And if they're not really that interested, they'll just like, hey, how are you? And they'll just keep on moving. It makes it really fucking simple and easy that way. So when you can have great interactions like that, why would you want to sit there and try to seek approval of a woman who's consistently showing you that she's got low interest and she just fucking could care less? If you were the last dude on earth, she wouldn't want to touch you with a 10-foot pole. It's like, why fuck with that? Because the more time you waste with girls like this, it keeps you from really great girls that you'll have a great interaction with, and you go out on a date with them. They're trying to keep the conversation going too because they want to make a good impression. They want things to go well. Women help you when they like you, so why not hang out with women who really like you and who will make it easy for you to seduce them instead of basically, you know, it's kind of like those little vacuum cleaners that are automatic and they clean your room. It's like they get stuck in the corner and they keep trying to drive into the corner and they're just not getting anywhere. That's kind of like what's going on here. It's like you're involved with a girl that's just not going to go anywhere, and yet you're still focused on it. You're not getting anywhere. Instead of just letting it go and move on to the next one until you interact with somebody who really is enthusiastic and who is glad that they came over. He said, should I try pursuing something with her even if she didn't reply to the I like you and she's acting uninterested? Absolutely not. This is the problem. This is guys that are unsuccessful with women. This is typically how it goes. They know somebody, or they meet somebody, they become friends with her, and they think, oh, I'll just be friends with her, and then once she gets to know me, then I'll have my chance. And they waste a tremendous amount of time in their life fucking around with girls that ain't going to go anywhere with. And all they do is get frustrated and upset and pissed off at themselves, pissed off at women, pissed off at the world or whatever. And this further reinforces the belief that they don't deserve to have what it is that they really want. He says, what do you think about saying to a girl that you like her? And I tell a woman exactly what, if I think a girl has an unfucking believable body, I'll tell her that right on the spot. If I think she's intoxicating to look at, I will tell her that. If she takes my breath away, I will tell her that. If I meet a girl and I literally, when I'm looking at her, I think that's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. She tops everybody I've ever seen since then. And I feel that, I'll say, I think you're the most beautiful woman I've ever laid eyes on. You fucking take my breath away. I'll say exactly that. If I think she's got beautiful eyes, I'll say, you have really beautiful eyes. Tell her exactly, authentically, what you feel. And one of the reasons why I say in my book is for guys that are starting out to not use compliments, is because guys get around a girl they really like and they get nervous and they start going, your hair's really pretty. I like your nails. I like your purse. I like the way you're dressed. You have nice shoes. And it's like, it starts coming off as sounding like he's a doctor diagnosing something. And you're not being authentic. You're not telling her what you really like, because to your buddies, you're going, dude, she's got the greatest fucking ass in the world. Tell her what you think. Say, I think you have the most unbelievable ass I've ever seen on a woman in my life. When you walk by, I was shocked. I almost fell over. Whatever it is, say it and be authentic about it. Don't fucking BS the girl, and don't fucking dance around this stuff. Don't go, I like your hair. You have really pretty nails. When you think she's the most beautiful woman you've ever laid eyes on her. She's got the most amazing eyes. Or her skin is so beautiful and so tan. It's just like, it's like fucking tan silk. You're just absolutely enamored with the girl. Or she smells like fucking cotton candy, because maybe she does. Tell her what you think. Tell her what you feel. And if that scares the shit out of you, then go with the low-risk things that I teach in my book until you can work up to the point where you can just walk right up to a girl and go, you're awesome. I want you. That's all you got to say. But dicking around with girls like this, it's like, you're getting nowhere. He says, anyways, I feel rejected and kind of bad, but at the same time, I feel like the fact of openly telling her what I feel. She knows you like her. It's obvious. You made it obvious to her in the first time you interacted with her. But weeks have gone by, and you're totally focused. Gee, when am I going to see this girl next? Okay, I'm going to go out with my buddies and try to make sure we end up at the same place where I know this girl is going to be. And so you're only focused and fixated on what you can't have and what's not really giving you anything in return. And what that does is it causes you to shut yourself off from all of the other wonderful possibilities that are out there. So if you have a question, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which will be on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max, and just give me several weeks to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session, and you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box, is a box that has a link that will take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page for my book. Once you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device, just download one of their free e-reader apps for whatever electronic device you want to read my book on. And if you appreciate the value of the information I offer in these video newsletters, the articles on my website, or my ebook, you can show your appreciation right now by going to my website, and there will be a toolbar at the bottom of your screen. Click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. I will talk to you soon.